Welcome to How to Rock Spirit's Sun Moon Alchemy series. This audio was compiled and recorded by Dustin Cormier, a Leo Ascendant Scorpio with Sagittarius Moon, born in the year of the Metal Ram. All the possible Western Sun and Moon sign combinations can be found and learned about here. This information is for educational purposes only. I do not own any of the following content. For more astrology lectures and my own Cosmic Consciousness audio lecture series, check out How to Rock Spirit's YouTube channel, where I rap about everything from philosophy and transpersonal psychology, to psychedelic spirituality, to tantric and occult mysticism, and even to Marx and Engels and the materialist sciences. See you there! Sun in fire sign. Basically motivated by inspirations and aspirations. Recharges energy through vigorous, physically demanding activity and by pursuing new visions for the future. Sun in Leo. Expresses self with warmly radiant vitality and constant need to be noticed. Creative energy is colored by a sense of drama and bigness. Motivated by a need to be recognized for one's generosity. Radiates confidence and encouragement to others. Can vitalize any enterprise. Pride is a dominant personality characteristic, heartfelt but childlike. Emotions are always at work. The moon sign and its element. These notes are also still from Stephen Arroyo's Chart Interpretation Handbook. The element of the moon's sign represents an attunement from the past that manifests automatically, a mode of feeling and being that one needs to be aware of in order to feel inwardly secure and at home with oneself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. By such modes of self-expression, you are satisfying a deep inner need that can give stability to your entire personality. The moon's element also shows how you react instinctively to all experiences, with what energy you spontaneously adjust yourself to the flow of life. Moon in air signs. Reacts to changing experiences with forethought and objective evaluation. Feels comfortable with self when expressing ideas and interacting socially. Moon in Libra. Reacts with objectivity to the environment and all experiences with a strongly developed sense of fairness. Thinks before reacting. Weighs all sides of a situation, which can contribute to indecisiveness. Finding balance and harmonization of polarities is necessary for emotional tranquility. Eager to please and to see the other's point of view. Feels secure when involved in close relationships. Uncomfortable being alone for long. Emphasis on gracious demeanor can inhibit spontaneity of emotional reactions and real intimacy. The following information comes from Isabel Hickey's Astrology, a Cosmic Science. Copyright 1992 by Isabel M. Hickey Trust. Moon in Libra. Gentle people. Elusive sweetness masking a masculine strength. Ambitious but dependent too. Home ties very important. Unconscious motivation to be undisturbed by any friction, but peace at any price is hard to achieve because of the masculinity of Libra. Not apt to stand up for a principle if Mars isn't strong, for they want to be liked by everyone, so they are apt to be all things to all people. If Mars is afflicted to the moon, they will fight blindly rather than intelligently. Need for purification where motives are concerned. Need to be honest with themselves as well as with others. And a male chart attracts a positive type of feminine that will want to run the ship. Sun-Moon Alchemy. The elemental combinations of the sun sign and the moon sign. The following information comes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign Moon Sign. Copyright Charles and Susie Harvey, 1994, again in 2003. First published by Aquarian, 1994. Each sun-moon type is a combination of elements. In the following descriptions of the element combinations, please remember that the pairing can be either way around. For example, a fire-earth combination refers equally to sun-fire, moon-earth, as it does to sun-earth, moon-fire. There will be subtle differences, but the dynamic is generally the same. The fire-air type is a real live wire, full of exciting ideas and able to communicate them with tremendous zeal, which impresses and persuades everyone around them. If taken to the extreme, this makes this individual full of bluster and bombast, long-winded and prone to be carried away by his own rhetoric and eloquence. Others may also be carried away, as he tends to have lots of joie de vivre, cleverness, and charisma. Noel Coward, Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Gemini, expresses the wit and impatience of this combination well. I write at high speed because boredom is bad for my health. Indeed, boredom is something this type usually shuns and can avoid because they think and live at such a fast pace. If the sun is in air and the moon is in fire, the effect is rather like that of a hot air balloon, a beautiful way to travel that takes you way up into the giddy heights. So likewise, this type tends to be a utopian idealist, seeing ever more distant sunny shores to which the human race may travel, loftier vistas and wider horizons. Alternatively, if this type gets on a high horse, they can be very moralistic, quote-unquote knowing exactly what is good for us. Shadow side. This type is a potential visionary, but visionaries need earthiness in order to bring ideas to fruition. The fire-air individual can be impractical and may exhaust himself with his intense sociability and the generation of stimulating ideas and new risks. If he remains in the realm of impersonal possibilities, he becomes cut off from body and the more mundane but essential needs of human life. And without emotional vulnerability, they miss out on real intimacy. Relationships. Fire-air types are so mentally active and gregarious, so keen to understand and to share their understanding, that they rarely play the role of the loner in the crowd. Their interests drive them on, and when they get to their destination, they meet and strike up conversations and relationships with other interesting mavericks. In a relationship, they need intellectual rapport and plenty of freedom to pursue their own interests. They may often be out of touch with their feelings and emotional needs, and an earth-water type can help remind them that they are, in fact, human. There is a kind of restlessness, eternal youthfulness about the fire-air type. They may often be out of touch with their feelings and emotional needs, and an earth-water type can help remind them that they are, in fact, human, earth and water being the opposite of air and fire. There's a kind of restless, eternal youthfulness about the fire-air type, which is very appealing. But without the challenges of serious relationship, they can remain somewhat emotionally immature and superficial. Male versus female. The extroverted, enthusiastic, and argumentative qualities of this type are applauded in males, whilst females of this type tend to be seen as masculine and intimidating. Female fire-air types tend not to settle for traditional roles that limit their potential and are therefore often at the cutting edge of social change. Both males and females of this type lead pacey lives to some extent, and can often live by their wits and land themselves at opportunity's doorstep with the greatest of ease. The following observations about your Sun-Moon combination are drawn from insights gained from astrologer Jefferson Anderson's book, Sun Sign, Moon Sign, an observation of many different individuals. The writing itself comes from Mantak Chia and William U. Wei's Cosmic Astrology. Copyright 2012 by North Star Trust, published by Destiny Books. Sun in Leo, Moon in Libra, the grandstander. You are prevented from seeing the world as it actually is because of this overly optimistic vision. You become disoriented and nervous when actual reality interrupts. You expect everyone to be naturally kind, dependable, and compassionate like you are, and this interferes with your judgment. You have already learned, no doubt, that many people are not up to your personal standards. People are attracted to your friendly personality and even-tempered nature. You are sociable and pleasant. When you are in a position that requires tact or when you have center stage, you thrive. You help to settle problems and disagreement with grace and a calm manner, as do most Leos. Your view of life is dreamy and romantic. Fortunately, your naive innocence, as well as good nature and charm, usually brings out the best in others and works to your benefit as well. It is not easy for the Leo Libra to be a person in charge, but they have strong leadership drives. You worry about hurting people's feelings, and you dislike infringing on anyone else's territory. Furthermore, you always want to be admired by everybody. You never do anything until you have heard everyone's opinion, so making decisions is also hard. You naturally dedicate a lot of time to recreation and sensual enjoyment because both signs of this combination love comfort and leisure. However, idleness can become a way of life, particularly when you feel you are not getting all the acknowledgement you merit. You do well in professions that offer prestige. Excellent choices are cinema, the arts, marketing, and design. In addition, you would be good in all fields involving educating, conflicts, or settling differences. You are perplexed when viewpoints conflict, as they always do. You just go with your Leo hunch most of the time. Pride is a very powerful aspect in your combination, and you often see yourself by the way others see you, instead of the way you really are. You can build up a very repressed and self-conscious attitude if you get too much criticism at some point in your life. Remembering that your view is just as correct as everyone else's helps maintain a sturdy and healthy self-image. Refrain from giving so much credence to what other people may be thinking. You assure yourself many friends with your natural charm, but your endless need for compliments and approval may drain them. You run the risk of backsliding into states of indecisiveness, anxiety, and worst of all, weariness when you feel unacknowledged. Note from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign Moon Sign. Sun in Leo, Moon in Libra. Your greatest strengths. Integrity and love of justice and honor. Appreciation of beauty and excellence and the good things of life. Diplomatic charm and organizational skills. Idealism and desire to give people the benefit of the doubt. The unique artistic style you bring to all you do. Your greatest weaknesses. Vanity and unconscious snobbery. Self-righteousness when it comes to social behavior and morality. Proneness to develop lazy habits. Tendency to lean on others without always acknowledging their support. Images for integration. Jeeves the butler welcomes Bertie home with a jolly party of artists, important personages, and eccentric friends. A monarch discusses poetry with a visiting diplomat.